Well, hey folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the man cave. Anthony at FPB Builds RC sent me a beta. This is actually the red one. This is the one here I got here, and for review. This is going to be the plug and play version, and I'll be putting an AR410 4-channel receiver in it, and yeah, I've already got everything out of the box, but let me just show you. Everything is packed with its own little foam. Everything's got its own little baggie. Everything is nice and protected, so you don't have to worry about that. But I've already taken it out, so I want to see all the parts. Let me just show you what comes in the box, okay? As I drop everything. All right. You got your wings. Very nice. You cannot, like I say, you can see, like I say all the time, you can see the individual cells, but you cannot feel them. You can only see them. Nice servo protectors, nice, real strong, double-sided control horn there for your surface, control surface. You get a wing spar that goes with it. Same nice hinge, pinch hinge, but it's got laminate in there for protection for your horizontal stabilizer. You have the other wing, okay, and then you've got the very modular designed fuselage, folding prop, okay, and you got a battery, pretty good sized battery tray, a 2200, 1800 3S is what you're going to need. You got your servo leads for your elevon, or for your aileron and your, I'm sorry, for your rudder and your elevator. You got your servo or your lead for your throttle, and then you're provided with a Y that you will fish through off your wings. Okay, there's the servo connections hanging there. All right, and the nice thing about it, in the instructions, it's going to tell you to tighten up the grub screws down the spar, but that's no longer necessary. Now they have these that have that blocked out, and there's magnets now that hold these wings in together. So all you're going to want to do to assemble this, it's a very, very simple assembly. You're going to put a wing spar in. There's a stopping point, okay? You're going to slide this wing spar in here, or this wing in here, and there's a large cutout that you can see right there where my finger is. There's a cutout there. Go ahead and fish this end of the servo lead from your wing down there into that, okay? That way that dangles down in there, and then press that wing all the way in. You can see the wire going down, and you're not going to be able to see it when you put the other wing in, but just make sure that all that wire, that lead, because you can actually see it hanging down the thing. Make sure your wire's down in there. Okay, push that in there like that, and that's a tight friction fit. But see that wire there? Now you got that flat magnet. Okay, take your other wing half, line it up on the spar, okay, and then start fishing. As you get close, start fishing that servo lead down that hole. Just take your thumb, let it go down that hole. Okay. And then push that wing all the way in. Like I say, that's a very, very tight fit. It is not going to come out of there. I mean, you don't have to worry about that pulling out. Now I can see my two leads down there, so this is where you want to get like a grabber tool. I like using sometimes like push rods or old like that. Anything you can use, got a little hook on it to reach down there and grab those two leads wherever they're at. Okay. All right. Oh, there they are. Like I said, give me just a minute. We'll go ahead and do that in a minute. But let me go ahead and show you how to put the elevator on. All right, you've already got this push rod hanging out here, okay? Now you got this real strong little barrel here that's got one really big hole, and then as I turn it, see that smaller hole there? All right, that push rod there is going to go through that smaller hole, okay? So let me get this turned where I can see what I'm doing, okay? Okay. It's only going to fit in here one way. We're going to turn that barrel, that little barrel, towards that small hole. I'm going to kind of turn that barrel with my finger. So I want that rod just to come through there. See how that's through there now? Then I'm going to pull that elevator down into place, and that's in there nice and snug. But see how that is now in that barrel there? It's in that. Okay, so at this point, what we can do is turn our attention back. Let me get a little bit better of a grabber tool. Let's see if I can't grab a hold of these two servo leads. All right, it's going to take me some doing. I probably, you know what? Well, my dumb butt. You know what I should have done? Should have hooked up that lead first. That would have made my life easier. So now let me, so this plane is meant to be taken apart, okay? So let me grab these two leads, pull them up out here. And these little tools, I get these, you get them at Home Depot, any mechanic shop, Walmart. Plug these two in. Now remember, you're going to line up your polarity, light to light, dark to dark. Anytime you're putting servo connections, it goes light to light, dark to dark, okay? And then when you're done, see how you got that long lead dangling there now? Now I'm going to fish that whole thing through there. We'll let gravity be my friend there, okay? Fish all that down through there. Okay. Making sure I don't get any wires pinched when I put that wing back together. Okay. Because you don't want pinched wires. You never want pinched wires. Okay. Okay. Okay, now go ahead and pull that through. That way it's dangling there now. So now you're going to have your aileron connection, your throttle, your servo, both your rudder and your elevator. Push your wings back together. Okay. Like I say, this takes a little bit of doing, but it's in there. Okay. All right. That is now in there, and your rudder connection is already there. Okay, so put all them little wires back in there together. Okay, put your hatch back on, and you now have the basic assembly of the KAVAN BETA 1400mm. Okay, it's got the folding prop, so you have to worry about that. All right, give me just a moment. We're going to pause. We're going to go get a receiver, get my transmitter ready, and we'll go ahead and set her up. Hold on. Alrighty, we're back. Now, I've created a profile. I've named in the plane, I've created a profile called the KAVAN BETA 1400. All right, and I've already bound the plane. All right, now, but I haven't done anything further. No rates. I've set a throttle cut for safety. Okay. But before we go any further, remember we put that elevator in on that set screw. Now that I have this bound, see that that rod going in and out there. Okay, now we need to anchor that down using a set screw that comes in the kit. Okay, now it comes with two set screws, or grub screws, set screws, whatever you want to call them. They actually look like grubs, like weevils you get in your bread. Okay, but they're tiny little things. Okay, all right, and you get this tool. Now that larger hole, now that I've got this elevator centered, I'm now going to take this grub screw and we'll start lining that up. And what that's going to do, that grub screw is going to go in there and get bite on that. You know, I'm going to use my tool just to make things easier. But that's the tool. You could do it with that tool. Okay. Oh, grab the wrong tool. Just so you know, the set screw is a 1.5 millimeter set screw. Okay, making sure that my elevator is still in that neutral position as I anchor down that grub screw. Okay. All right, here we go. Got to make sure that now what I'm probably going to do is put me a little bead of glue on that elevator, because it does call for that in the manual, but I didn't want to have to put glue on it just in case, Anthony, we need this plane back, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to now. Okay, but now that is in a neutral position, or I might just put some packing tape on it. All right. All right. So now we have elevator, aileron, rudder. Okay. I've set a throttle cut. Plenty of thrust, but let's look at something real quick. Look at my ailerons. Okay, my aileron's going the right way. If I go right aileron, it's fine. If I go right rudder, that's wrong. Okay, and if I go up elevator, that's wrong. Okay, well, let me show you how to correct that problem, because you may run into this. Now this is an IX-14, but it's the same procedure really for any radio. You just find out where your functions are for your servos. In this case, servo setup. And we know my ailerons are okay, but my rudder's backwards. So I'm going to do the, reverse that one and reverse the elevator. Okay, now let's get you over here. Okay, now look at the plane. Now when I pull up elevator, that elevator should go towards the sky. And it does. If I go right rudder, it should go to the right. And it does. And the ailerons are correct. So now that plane is completely set up. Now, the plane is a slow flying, simple plane. Okay, there's nothing fancy. This is meant to teach you spatial awareness of flying the plane, maintain a plane, and if you lose control, this plane will simply glide to the ground. And I'll be willing to bet, I'm not going to put a whole paycheck on it, but with that much polyhedral in the wings, that if you have this plane up high enough and you lost control, that it would self-right and glide to the ground. Now, CG on the plane is 70 to 75 millimeters back. I'm not going to mark the plane just in case I have to return it, but that, because in case Anthony wants it back, because I'm just reviewing it for him, there's these little plastic structures here. That CG is right on that corner there. Right there on that corner. That's where CG. Now the book calls for you to tighten these down, but they don't give you a tool, and I don't have anything that will tighten these great big rub screws down, but that wing is in there so tight that I wouldn't even worry with that. You know, I am going to secure that tail with just a little bead of glue just to hold it in place. But most everything is so friction fit, and like I say, the rudder is already hooked up. And your aileron's already hooked up. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be setting my timer for 6 minutes, okay, on a like a 2200 3S. I'm going to set my rates at 100% throws and 30% expo, which is a standard. And that's all we're going to do. And we're just going to be a simple, gentle flying, fun flying plane that's going to show, be great for a beginner. This type of a design is a beginner. There's one thing though about these types of planes, and where a lot of people make mistakes is when they go, and I'll show this in the maiden. Look at where that motor is. The motor is on top and actually angled up, okay? That's going to give her a nice level flight. However, when you launch this kind of a plane, if you launch at full throttle, that upward facing motor is going to push this plane in the ground. So you only want to launch at maybe half throttle and give her a nice, gentle forward chunk forward. Otherwise, she's going to go straight in the ground for you. And then you're going to think, ah, stupid hobby, a stupid blah, 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 dumb plane, and then you're going to give up, and we don't want you to do that. We want you to enjoy this hobby and have a successful flight. All right, folks, well, the next time you see this plane, we're going to take this thing up in the air, have some fun. Anthony up at FPV Builds, thank you for the plane. I'll get it out. I'll try not to crash it, and then if you need it back, I'll send it back to you because I know you want me to review it for you. And I'll be happy to do that for you, Anthony. All right, like I say, if you want this plane, there'll be an affiliate link in the description of the video. And we'll be, next time you see it, we'll be doing the maiden. So 2 videos on it, maybe 3. And there you go. All right, God bless y'all. God is good. Don't forget faith, family, and friends. And then KAVAN 1400mm betas by FPV Builds and Tech up in Babylon, West Babylon, New York. Bye, y'all.